The interesting thing is you are approached by what's his name? Kerbin, I think his name was. Kerbin Delvin, the master, if you will, of the nobility, if you will, of the ranch. Anyway, he says he calls all the fighters and all the people who helped, all even the commoners themselves, the people who were escorting equipment, either the bolts and the arrows and the supplies and the meds and stuff like that.
People who were in charge of wetting down the roofs so they wouldn't burn.
Yeah. So he calls everybody into the center of the camp, and he starts to thank everyone for helping to save the ranch. There was minimal damage done to the ranch despite the horde that was coming to totally overrun it. He could not have done it without their help. And he systematically starts giving out, him and his son here, this one here.
Yeah.
And you can see there's a bit of a pained look, still an expression on his face, but he's kind of hiding it. And, you don't really have to make a check for it. He did lose his son, right? So there's that.
It wasn't even the one we thought was the dumb one, so that hurts.
Yeah. So anyway, you guys, a little bit of money is just kind of like giving out like the same amount of money to all the commoners, and then after the commoners kind of like move and shuffle out, and they're leaving by way of the gates as well. A lot of them you can probably tell are moving out to go see what was left of their farms. He has the other guys shuffle through to as well. The interesting thing is the knight that was there, Ernest Stoutblade, that was there to protect him. He was first in line, and he gets his payment, and he starts leaving by way of Belliard. You can see he's going out the other gate. Looks like he's going back to Belliard. And now it's your turn. And he gives each of you, in turn, he gives you 75 gold. Each. And the reason the reason for that bonus and everything is very, very specific. You had a certain amount that if people lived, you had a certain amount that you were going to be given, but the extra comes from the fact that his farm is still functional, right? There's some burned thatch and stuff like that which can be fixed, but it's still a functional ranch. And even the animals survive. They're everything's fine in that regard.
Yay!
Yeah. So you guys did a really good job.
There's also the axes that we brought in. The axes that we gave them before, right? We were going to negotiate a price for them afterwards. If we didn't like it, then we just keep them.
Right. Yeah, we're selling him the axes for the defense.
Yeah.
Right. What he does, I forgot about that. What he does is he refers you to the dwarves, the two brothers there. Over near the forge. He refers you to them because they will be using the material, first of all, and secondly, they are in charge of that whole area. So that it'll be their decision on what they offer you because they get paid for their work, and so they're buying the material.
Okay.
So.
All right.
And so I'll tell you what, this is what will happen. Let's see. How many was it? How many axes did you guys bring? Do you remember the count?
Was it 4 or 6?
8 by my count, actually.
Was it 8?
Okay.
Okay, 8.
Mm-hmm.
And they're actually...
plus a couple of javelins.
Yeah, there were 2 javelins.
Because from the wagon fight, there were 6 great axes, 2 javelins, and then I wrote down plus 2 great axes afterwards from one of the other orc encounters. So,
Okay.
So is anybody got an appraisal check that they can make?
Actually 9 if you count the axe from Gates Crasher. Appraisal's not a skill anymore, but int.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's just charisma. You know what? If you don't have the appraisal, go charisma.
Well,
because you're trying to bargain and haggle or something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, that's good enough. All right. So what we're gonna do
Nice.
is you're gonna get you'll get 20 gold pieces for the lot.
Oh, okay. So can you call it 21? It's divisible by 3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Let's do that. Yeah, we'll go that way. That makes sense.
7 gold each.
7 gold each. That'll work. There's also equipment that you guys can get from here. If you need any repairs done to equipment, that sort of thing. But specifically, if you want to upgrade your armor, if you have enough money for that sort of thing, you can do that here. Upgrade your weapons. If there's anything you want to do about that, you can do it here.
I upgrade weapons. well, we won't be doing that kind of thing now, will we?
Jessica, thank you for that donation.
Jessica, aw.
Working on Sunday should be forbidden under Geneva Convention.
I agree.
Yeah. I would like just to play some D&D on Sunday.
I agree.
Thank you very much.
Yep, thanks.
Uh-oh. Bella's getting chastised.
But,
it might work.
Yeah. Fenn Gavita said, "I'll haggle for 20 gold. Bill haggles for 1." That's right.
There you go.
I made my charisma check.
That's good. It's good. I like it. As you guys are doing that, who was it there? It was you going to be approached. Right. You know what? It's Kerbin. It'll be Kerbin. Will approach you, Demon Knight, because you're still doing that whole gather information for your brother,
Eric.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I was going to ask the dwarves. Like, hey, guys, you do a pretty good job there. Have you seen my brother, Alexei? It's a little bit like me, but, shorter, not as wide.
Okay. They do recall. Well, one of them does. What's his name? He's got a name. Oh, no. He's got a name. His name is Guard. So, Guard number 1. I'm terrible. All right, I'm going to call him... Stoutheart. He says, when he was shopping in Belliard a few days ago, he had, hello and welcome. Thank you for hitting that follow button. He had another donation.
Nice.
Right. Awesome.
Hello.
Togi, thank you very much. Keep up the good work. Loving the D&D. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Zach, hello. Good to see you. And yes, I know.
So, he says when he was in Belliard, he was getting supplies, like blacksmithing supplies and that sort of thing. And when he was there, he did see someone by your, of your description, someone who looks very similar to you and, of course, lighter. And the last he recalls, because he even left with the entourage that was heading out of Belliard to the southeast. He left with that entourage because it was well guarded. He figured he can go, a few, like a couple miles that way before he decided to break off and head towards Delman Ranch.
Right.
He left with them. But that individual that you're asking about, he remembers him leaving as well. And it only occurred to him later because after all the rumors and everything started going, it's like, oh wait, that was the delegation train from Mirabar. That's what that was. So your brother perhaps is part of the delegation, which is not good because last he heard, there's rumors about it flying everywhere, is that the delegation was attacked. And nobody has seen hide or hair of any member of the delegation since that event. So
when was this? What was the time frame?
More than a week ago. Or sorry, more than a 10-day. There we go.
10-day.
Which will put it. So go ahead.
Did you see anyone there with weird gold mask? Something with gold mask I heard about earlier.
A gold mask? No, I didn't see a gold mask.
Something like that? Okay. No, it's very helpful. I don't know. I'll buy them some drinks or something.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah, they're available. Because
it's like minimal silver. It's fine. You don't have to like.
Yeah, it's not that relevant. But I'm trying to figure out. But I'm just like lost in thought. And I'm trying to figure out because that story we heard from someone else about man in a gold mask, which was weird. Mm-hmm. Remember when the time frame was on that? Him?
Thank you, Jasper. The time frame for that, it would make a not an insight but a wisdom. Oh, yeah, wisdom check.
Wisdom check, just unmodified wisdom.
Yeah.
And boing.
Just as long as you can. Yeah, you hit it minimum.
Not terrible.
Right. So you kind of put together that, and you're quite certain that it seems like it would probably be around the same time frame.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out if the gold mask is something they'd seen after the delegation left, which would potentially mean that he had been with them but snuck out or something, or it was before they left.
Well, you remember that that the story that you heard was that
Yeah.
the guy in the golden mask was nowhere to be found after the delegation left.
Right. Okay. That sounds right.
Yeah. So nobody knows what happened to the guy in the golden mask, right? So there's that.
So now I really need to find out about that stupid delegation.
Mm-hmm. Which is actually quite good because you have already been tasked with it, if I remember correctly. Wasn't
Is
it
that the Barge Inn? Is that the same thing or no?
back in Red Larch? I think you were sort of tasked with finding it or bringing back information about it by the constable.
Isn't that why we headed up this way in the first place?
Yeah.
Was looking for this delegation,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
we saw the fight going on out, out in the country. We could see the
Yeah.
smoke and stuff, and we ended up out here in
Or
war.
just like on a quest,
we came here because we knew there
and then
were
you guys are like orcs.
Orcs.
Yeah, we came here because we knew there were orcs.
Yep.
That's why we
Yes.
came
Yeah.
here.
But the delegation was in this, like up here, right? This wasn't that why we
Yeah,
were
that's
coming?
that's what
I
we
don't
were
know, I
Gosh,
just
who
heard orcs,
remembers?
that's all.
I forgot. Yeah.
I don't know.
So, you guys can, you're going to be saying your goodbyes pretty soon here, Lisan. Unfortunately, your father is, as being a leader of the battalion, he's a very busy guy, so he can't even, stick around. But you're elves, whatever. You're
We'll be
half
around
elf.
for another few years.
Yeah, you're around for,
Yeah,
yeah,
there's-
you have time. Time doesn't mean as much to you guys, which most people are envious of. But anyway, so you guys are free to do whatever you want now. You can even go across the plains, and make lots of survival checks.
Wow,
or
we
you
have
can go back to Belliard.
So Belliard, we can go looking for this caravan thing. There was something. Didn't we take a job down in Bargerite that we just sort of ignored then? We took like a
Yeah.
Oh,
we
yeah,
took a
That's
half.
how
I,
took the
I
down
took
payment for it.
something.
yeah.
Right.
That was something
What
that
was
was
that?
for Tau.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tau. We took like half the money up front and then went, yeah, okay, we'll go somewhere else or something.
Yeah.
Barge right in. You would know this geographically. Barge right in is in
Yes.
the entirely different
Yeah.
direction. Like it's way to the south from where you guys
Yeah,
are.
no.
now.
It's east from where we were. It's east from Red Larch.
Yeah.
And yes,
It-
we have to check out the barge ride in for the Zentrim. They only gave us 50 gold up front. There'll be 350 gold waiting for us on return
Mhm.
if we
Right.
decide to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys.
Okay.
I guess the barge ride in is what south. It's about as far from Red Larch as we are now. We're northeast and it's southeast. So
Yeah, I don't
it's a
remember what
ways.
specifically we're supposed to check out.
There's a road that goes directly there. The Desarin Road actually goes right from Belliard to almost to the barge ride in.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that is that it also is the same road that the delegation took. So,
Oh.
you guys are doing really good. I mean, if this was World of Warcraft, what you're doing is you're going around, you're collecting all the needed quests, so that you can kind of go and just complete them right in a
That's what
line.
it feels like.
So
Too many
Could you
options.
remind me specifically what we were supposed to do at the barge ride in? I just have it written down that we're supposed to check it out.
right.
Yeah,
There's the Zentrum have been because they basically own that as a hub. They have been losing some amount of cash flow, and it's like it's a leak. There's a leak somewhere, or somebody's
Right, they
doing.
need an audit.
They need an audit, yeah, basically done. And it's not going to be a paperwork audit. It's going to be a look around, sneak around, try to gather
Someone's
information, mystery type
Stealing
of audit.
from the business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is going to be tough because this is like these are thieves and spies. So you're going to be trying to out thief and out spy a thief and a spy, right? So it's going to be it's going to be a lot of fun if you guys get that far.
Okay, Briar, you do have a special request here from John Pope. Please make a quest where they collect 10 bear hides. Or behind. Oh, behinds. Oh, God.
Well, okay, you know what? If I do that,
4 bears have behinds for some reason.
yeah, I was going to say that. If I do that, then it's like going to be I'm going to get 1 in 10. Only 1 in 10 bears actually have a behind.
This
Terrible
is
drop
true.
rates.
I know.
Yeah.
And Jasper, thank you for the donation, sweetie. I didn't hear a noise, but I never do. There you go.
No, Jasper, yeah, I saw it. I said thank you. I think. I believe I did.
No, I don't think you did, but thank you.
Just a little something for the Lord, overlord, the Lord. Thank you.
Oh, yes.
Well,
So-
then I suppose
Mhm.
we could go in that direction then, since we have, the delegation thing. I'm still not
We need to
100%
find
sure.
delegation. There's
Hmm?
something. We need to find delegation. They say maybe something with my brother there.
Mm.
Doesn't make sense, but I have like 0 leads other than.
It's fine.
Makes sense.
And
I'm
in my
going
opinion,
to
the advance from the Zents is non-refundable. So whether or not we find time to maybe look into their little problem or desire to do that is a whole other thing. And in terms of presenting it for these two, I will probably not mention the Zentrim connection. I will say that someone I know said that this inn is having some trouble potentially with some people stealing from them. Maybe one of the employees or something like that. And if we decide we have time, we can look into that if we're there. Yeah. I mean, it's all true. I don't lie.
Yeah.
Just omit.
Omit a few
Oh,
things.
man.
Yeah. Well, lie
Do
by
I not
omission.
know
Is
this
that, is
stuff
that,
about
is that a
you?
thing in the court of law? I think so. Anyway. What was that, Ava?
I suppose I know this stuff about Tao anyway, don't I?
Yeah.
Um,
Well, actually, I don't know. Do you tell?
No.
She tell?
Well, you know that I was a sort of an assassin for hire in Waterdeep.
The widow.
The Widow,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not sure if I would have specifically said that a lot of my jobs came from the Zentarim.
Okay.
That's an interesting point that I'm not sure about. In any case, I'm
Okay.
maybe you do know, but I don't tell you about that. This one is I'm still
And that-
working a connection.
Okay.
That I
Yeah,
have a
so
connection to
remember when
Zentarim
you
and
gave
Redmark.
up being the widow, you gave up being with the Zentrim.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
The
That's what I
assumption you let
Yes.
everyone assume that you don't do that anymore.
Yeah. So it's like one of those those addicts and things like, no, I've quit, I'm fine, and then you go off sneaking and you're taking
Yeah.
taking the drug.
That's
Or
my
whatever.
friend.
Yeah.
The drug.
And now she's beating things up in the middle of the night just to add a little bit of flavor to the mix. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Um,
We're
There you
level
go. I
3
think I
now.
like that. I think that's going to lead to more drama llama.
we like drama.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna suggest, because the road is back in Belliard, so you guys could have to head from here back to Belliard. Lasan, if you're
Yeah.
saying your goodbyes to your brother Govan and as well as to your father, and
Okay, yes.
the
I thought
it's
they were gone.
yeah, it's kind of a sight to see watching these elves like in perfect
Oh.
uniform and like unison, sort of like get in
And
line,
beautiful.
and-
So beautiful.
move out, right? It's just like step for step, like completely autonomous, really, just going.
The long reddish hair. Oh,
Yeah,
my daddy's awesome.
Yeah.
Totally.
they feel like they've broken it enough. Actually, you know what? I forgot that bit. There was a small subsection of that group that's actually going north. There's only like a small amount of them, but they're probably scouts,
Oh,
just
good.
to see what's going on up that way, just to find out whether
Or
they're
we
gonna be-
could offer to go help. We could go with the elves and help clean up orc situation.
You technically could, yeah. You can do whatever you want to do. It's just free agents on that whole front.
I don't know. There's a whole elven army doing that right now. That's probably going to be fine.
They took care of orcs pretty good here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. But you guys are going to be lauded as heroes. Getting back to Belliard, are you going to Belliard or are you following north? Sorry.
Sure, we'll go to Belliard
Okay. So going back to Belliard,
if that's okay with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes,
Okay.
no, definitely.
just to find the road. That's where the road basically is. And of course you can stop over there because by the time you get back to Belliard, it's going to be later in the day. And you can also spend one more night before you head out if you want. Or you can leave by the road and it'll be nightfall before you...
It's a ways, yeah.
It's gonna be
It's a ways.
it's gonna be a ways. You're gonna have to camp along the way. But anyway, so back in Belliard, news has already traveled, right? I don't know. You don't really know how that works. It's somehow.
All those farmers that left the day before we did.
Or yeah, well they did live a few hours before you did. That's true. Some of them did, and some of them did leave by way of Belliard.
We spent the night, didn't we? We spent the night with the elves, and it was the next day, and there
Yeah.
were people
I
going
think
home.
most of those
and-
people stayed the night too, because it was the invasion went into the night, didn't it? That got kind of confusing, actually.
Yeah,
It did. I did a really bad because I was focusing so much on the on the rules, right?
Yeah.
I kind of failed
No,
on
it was
the whole
good.
presentation of what happened.
So it was like 10 rounds, but it was supposedly went into the night.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was late. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was a long battle, several hours long, and of course the elves sort of like came in like Gandalf and Helm's Deep, right? They're here to save you, but you had pretty much already saved yourselves, to be honest. But whatever. Good on that. That's why you got a lot of cash. So you guys get back to Belliard, and yeah, people see you, they notice you, they recognize you. Got some renown now in Belliard, and also Erned Stoutblade. Was it Stoutblade? What was his name? Jesus, I can't remember this guy's name. Yeah, Stoutblade. Erned Stoutblade meets with you. He sees you as he's putting down a pint. He's telling you he's like sort of these grandiose stories. He's got his arms in the air. He turns around, he sees, and he says, and those guys over there, right? He just kind of like points in your general direction with a wavy finger. People, and then some of the guys kind of look over and they start like whooping and hollering, and they start waving at you, that sort of thing. And one of them is a blacksmith of Belliard, and he asks, is there anything he can do for you?
Well,
Mm.
could use heavier armor, but I don't have money for full plate right now. Very expensive.
He mentions that armor is would take a bit. If you're okay for waiting, he could give you his best work at 40% of the cost.
Wow.
40%. Wow.
That's pretty awesome.
No kidding.
So it'd be 600 gold for full plate.
Yeah, and he is going to etch his...
wait a week. If we waited a week and pooled our money, we could get me full plate. I don't know if everyone wants to pool money.
Well, the question is, how time dependent do we feel that chasing down the delegation is?
That's the other thing.
That is
I
another
want
thing.
to get on that too.
And you can put it on layaway. We can come back later.
Yeah, he'll start making it now. If you guys want that, he'll start making it now, and when you come back, you'll have it. So,
That's an idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's probably going to work out that we'll never come back here and we'll get screwed. But I
that
could.
could happen. That is a jerk ass DM thing to do.
But
How long does it
it
take?
seems reasonable to me. Yeah.
How long is it going
It's going
to
to take him closer to a week.
Yeah.
Because it's the
that's
type. If
pretty
it was like
awesome.
a chain shirt or something like that, it's not as time consuming because he's got other people that can help him.
And
Yeah.
he doesn't
Full
have
plate
one
takes time.
Take
kind of like half made that he could customize for Eric.
I'm an odd size.
Yeah, you kind of get the idea that he's going to get a lot of fun out of making the armor because it's something he doesn't generally do. He knows how, but
He's
he
supposed to
makes
making horseshoes and stuff.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He makes more of the mundane things.
I'll you know what? I'll give him like a down payment of like pretty much all my money. I'll give like 240 gold.
He waves your money. He's like, no, just pay me when you come back. Pay me upon.
All right, that works a lot better.
Woohoo!
Okay. All right. I'm going to insist on giving him 100 gold because I think it's ridiculous. He can't pay for all the materials up front and have to do that all in his own pocket. I will give him 100 gold.
He will definitely
Yeah.
take it, and he will definitely. He's like, and he looks to Erned Stoutblade, and he's like, he's just like so happy. He's like, wow, these guys are amazing. So you just kind of get that good feeling, right? You got that good feeling bubbling up.
Cool.
So that's
As far
the
as I
thing.
can tell,
Thank you.
Hal is wearing pretty much the best armor that she can wear and still get, her dex contribution. So, I mean, strictly speaking, if I went to full plate, it would increase my AC, but then I get disadvantage on stealth and stuff.
That'd
So
be
that would
terrible
be
for
bad.
you.
No. Yeah, you don't want the disadvantages on the stealth.
Yeah.
I think I'll just save my money for now. I can reinvest it into my bakery.
Unless this guy's got amulets that make you break things, or hot rings or something to buy. I think I've got as good as it's going to get.
There is a charm shop, and if yeah, there's a charm shop here, and it's nothing outrageous. But you can, if you want, you do have some renown in this town now. You can go into that shop and you can, if this person hasn't already heard enough about you, you may be able to haggle with them and get something nice.
That sounds like weird stuff to me. Armor, I can understand.
Yeah.
I wish I had time to craft it myself, but yeah. I also have other things to do.
Yeah.
But no, that's greatly appreciated if you can do that for me, and we'll hopefully
Yeah,
swing
exactly.
back here and pick it up.
Okay. So you guys
I
want to
gotta
spend the
go
night
with him.
here? Or
I gotta go with him while he does all my measurements and stuff.
Right.
We would be spending the night.
Yeah, you're going to be
I'm
spending the
just
night.
thinking, based on the time and the map and spaces, we're probably into the third. Like tomorrow morning will be like the third day, sort of thing. So, yeah, can this guy do offend? Let's say I could bling out her bow, other than putting gold leaf on it, or say, is there anything this guy could do to make it better?
He has a bedazzler.
Yes, that's what I need. Just little.
I hear speed holes make the arrows go faster.
Speed holes, yeah, there you go. That's
A bedazzler. And when he said bling, that's what I pictured. The little plastic gems glued on all along the edge of the bow.
bedazzle your bow.
God. Oh my goodness.
Right. So you guys can sleep.
Well, before I go to sleep,
I know.
since we had some more time and I'm preparing, I make sure that I take an hour before sleep to properly sit in my room and meditate. I light some incense and I meditate and think on the teaching of a Pensor, one of the not very well-known gods of Forgotten Realms. In fact, was almost completely gone for a while. But he is basically the god of scions and things like that, scions and monks. And so I really try to center myself as much as possible. I focus on my psionic energy as much as possible. Didn't use any PowerPoints today, so my psyche should be at its full strength. And I'm preparing as much as possible to do psionic combat in sleep, to gain proper dominance over this item. Because in my mind right now, I'm assuming, Tao is assuming, that the sort of voice she heard is the ego of perhaps a sentient item. Now, that may not be the fact, but that's what she's sort of assuming. She's like, okay, I'm gonna subdue and take control over the item in my sleep.
and I had a moment when you started this picture. Tao was trying to get her psychic power up, and I'm thinking, so we're all going to be dead by morning.
Interesting. That is another thing, though. Are you guys sleeping together in the same room, or like?
No, we got money, man.
Yeah,
We can get a room in the inn. It's
Yeah.
great. And I definitely want to pray.
Not sleeping with Tao tonight. No.
I know I need the
Opposite
space.
end of the hall, please.
Yeah. All right. So, right.
So
Okay.
Eric before bed spends 30 seconds thinking about all the times in the last couple of days that an attack would have been stopped if he had 2 points more armor class from full plate. Then he's going to go to sleep.
Very good. So 2 things are going to happen tonight. I'm just trying to figure out which one I want to do first.
The full plate?
Well, no. Okay, I'm Eric. I'm gonna do you first because we did Tao earlier. So Eric, I'm gonna right. So Eric, as you are, as you know, that night, that evening, I'm hearing myself. It's all fuzzy.
Yep, I'm also hearing that.
Okay. I'm trying to think how I should preface this. You have
I have been noticing some weird things. I keep forgetting to ask them about it. I'm kind of assuming it's part of the weird elemental thing, but it's very strange to me how it never got dark for like the last 2 days. Like normally at night it gets dark, but it just hasn't. Like,
We're
see everything.
kids.
Because Eric has dark vision now.
Yeah.
it's never really been fully dark. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see how the orcs could be doing that, but it's probably the elemental thing, like the weird rainstorms and stuff.
You have you
awesome.
you see your brother. Clear as day. You know, we just got it. Boom. Vision of your brother.
Wow.
And
while he sleeps?
While you're sleeping, yeah.
Yeah.
And you see him, well, you see basically just the back of him. And he's walking ahead of you.
It's a dream, so you still it's that person, whether or not you have the information, because it's a dream.
Right, exactly. You know it.
Yeah,
exactly. You don't see. Yeah, exactly. You just know. But he's walking ahead of you, down this path, and you're walking, just behind him, just sort of step for step, and he keeps getting further and further ahead of you, even though it seems like you're walking the same speed, and you start to panic just a bit because he's getting too far ahead of you. So you start running. and you're running, and he's still walking the same speed, but he's still getting ahead of you, right? And then all goes black, and then comes right back again, and you see your brother's face, only it's stone. And then make a will save.
Don't.
We wake up and Aaron's got a patch of gray on his arm. Ah!
That'd be no good. That's not good.
Okay, right. All right.
It's like a 6.
We'll save harder.
Yeah, so you wake up immediately following that in a complete start. And at that particular roll, you're going to be just yelling. You're just screaming out loud.
Just bellowing.
Yeah, bellowing out. And what happens is that as you start to yell, what stops you from yelling immediately as you just start to erupt is this voice. And it says to you, he says, "Make for me the weapon." And that's it.
Hey, I need more information. What do I need?
Well, you don't get to talk about that. You're just kind of like, and in fact, you're going to be for the next few hours, basically for the next 12 hours, you're going to be shaken.
Yeah.
So you're going to be.
We heard him yelling. I'm assuming if he's screaming in here, wake up, go down the hall, bang on his door. Eric, are you okay? What's going on?
Right. So
Eric?
you guys, yes, Lasan, you totally hear him. Now you guys can sort of like come together and you can talk things out.
But Tao doesn't hear.
You don't hear anything.
I was just saying, I'm assuming Tao is like tossing and turning. She's having those dreams and visions and things. She's
So, interestingly enough, Tao, how many points in total do you have? In not points, like how many psionic points do you have in total? Because you didn't
14.
use any. Yeah, 14.
Yeah, 14 power points at level 3 as a mystic.
Okay, so make a will save.
Okay.
Oh God.
Okay.
Oh.
How does a natural 20 work for you? Does that
That's-
work?
That's
Can we
pretty
trade?
good. So what happens is you hear the voice in your head again, and it doesn't actually ask you this time. It says, "Swear fealty to me," and you wake up. You snap out of it just in time, and you catch it. You catch your hand, dagger in hand, bam, right in front of your eye. And you're looking at it, and you're just like, you're holding it. So you're basically, actually make a Constitution save as well.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Can I luck that?
Guys.
So
I luck that.
you're gonna luck it. Okay. So
These men have interesting night lives.
yeah, that dagger is just inches away from your eye.
Till I see you next time. Live your life happy, build it beautiful. Drop over into Twitch chat and say hello. Bye bye.